Hello, everybody. We are ready to kick it off because unfortunately, this is going to be just a 1 hour show.
Well, you're
Captain
on for an
Jet.
hour. If they want to talk, they're only going to have to talk with me afterwards. You better get your stuff lined up because if you're not coming in hard after Peggy leaves, I'm done too.
That's right. They need to. We want to start right out with the report card, and I want to start with the good news first. And the defensive report card for 2023. And I want to put the 2022 rankings right next to it so we can see, the great strides that we made this year. Overall ranking, the Raiders were the ninth ranked defense in the NFL this year, up 20 spots from 29th. That's just amazing. I
Peggy,
mean,
I'm sure you have it somewhere. When was the last time the Raiders had a top 10 defense?
we'll have to go back to the 80s, really, because I went back through the 90s and we were doing 12, 13, which was acceptable to me because you know how long I've been screaming for a defense that was top 15. I wasn't even trying to shrink it to 10, right? And I went back to the 80s, and as a matter of fact, that 83 defense was the fifth ranked defense in the NFL. The next year in 84, they dropped back down to 12. So it was that defense that went to the Super Bowl in 84. And if somebody else can find me a stat from the
Yeah.
90s, please, where we were in the top 10. And then, of course, the 70s, we stayed in the top 10. Okay. With that
Right.
kind of coaching and those, future Hall of Famers everywhere. I mean, that is the kind of defense. We had what I call a Super Bowl ready defense this year. Unfortunately, someone had dismantled our entire offense. But let me go through the report card so people can see how phenomenal. Points allowed, Captain, ninth from 26th last year. Yards allowed,
Mm-hmm.
15th, right? From 28th last year. 13 slots we jumped up. Pass yards allowed, we were 12th in the NFL. And you know everybody talking about how the NFL is a pass happy league, right? We jumped from 29th to 12th. That's 17 spots. Pass touchdowns, 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped from 19th, 9 spots. Rush yards, 21st. That's up from last year where we were 19th. But that doesn't exactly tell the story because when people can't throw on you, of course they're going to try to run. Rushing touchdowns allowed, 17th. Red zone, which is the area we really needed to make strides. We didn't make as much progress, but then we didn't allow people in the red zone that much either. 20th ranked red zone off defense. Overall touchdowns. This is a really queer stat. 12th in the entire NFL. We were 12th. Sacks, 13th. INTs, 17th. We were 30th and 31st in those categories. Captain, you know how long I have been screaming, you know, about these two categories. And the Raiders, they did it. They did it up. What do you think was the reason for the improvement?
Well, that's the end of the show. We've had all of the statistics that we wanted thrown at us by Peggy.
What do you think's the reason, though?
Uh, well, honestly, the reason for the ascension of our defense is I mean, it was the coordinator, Patrick Graham,
Mm-hmm.
being there with the guys that were here, learning under his system, and then when a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Certain pain in your rotator cuff was taking away from that, and he was allowed to, I'm gonna use RV parlance from the 80s, when he could be all he could be, and I know that's hard for a sailor to say that,
Right.
but when he could be all he could be and allowed to implement things the way he wanted to, and not have to worry about some person that was above him in the line and block chart diagram. The defense played better. He ended up getting a very awesome cornerback that was basically just given to him,
by the Patriots, right?
By the Patriots. So yeah, the Patriots did give us something decent this year. They gave us
Myers. I mean,
yeah, but on defense,
right.
On defense, they gave us Jack Jones. So when you put all of that together, learning under the system, having the guys that were there under the system, and then take a major wedge out of the just do it, dropping another reference, a Nike reference. Mm-hmm. And when he was allowed to just do it, and with the guys that he had, that is how that defense won us some games this year. And yeah, one of the last games that we lost, we gave up 3 points and we lost. Okay.
And we lost. And that's a whole other discussion we're going to have. But
that's what we'll segue into
amazing.
That. But,
I mean, 3 points, you should win the game. I mean, let's just go there. This defense came together. I saw a cohesion of the unit that I hadn't seen in years, where instead of playing like 11 guys, they were playing like a unit. And you can't beat that. They were communicating with each other. There was actual leadership on the field. And I would also say the step up of the linebacker play. I mean, Spillane, and God bless Diablo. Some of my football gurus aren't thrilled with Diablo, but let's face it, the guy's athletic skill set is going to make up for the fact that he still hasn't learned how to anticipate and read D-lines to know where the ball is going, but he'll get there, okay? Yeah. With the guys that he has around him, and then nobody can say enough about Crosby's leadership as well. I'm not really thrilled, and I'm going to come out, because I don't believe in sacred cows. I did not like the talk that I heard this week where he was threatening to leave if AP wasn't made the coach. Hey, you read too many of your headlines. Got the fat head. Just calm down, okay? This process, too, will have an ending to it. I know people don't trust Mark. They think he's going to do something stupid like he did with Bisaccia, but I don't think so.
No. And what he did immediately after Bisaccia.
Right. Went out and got 2 clowns. Went out and got Barnum and Bailey Circus to coach us. People are afraid he might do that again. And I get their anxiety. But, folks, that kind of nervousness, anxiousness, making threats. What did the Godfather say? The minute a man makes a threat, he's telling you how powerless he really is. That's not radar.
I like that.
Oh, I love the Godfather. Godfather taught me life lessons. And the minute somebody utters a threat, they don't have any power. Because people who can actually get something done, they're not telling you anything. They're not saying a word. They're just going to come for you. So this is
the best one there. Leave the handgun, bring the cannoli.
That's right. In the kind. I mean, Clemenza was just my man. But I'm serious. Max leadership this year was a key component on the elevation of the D line. We don't get these kind of improvements unless the D line, and especially at the defensive tackle position, we were getting sacks from that position. Captain, when's the last time you saw sacks from the defensive tackle position?
I haven't seen too many of them because I know that a certain friend of mine, I can't remember what her name was, but she's been screaming for years that we need pressure from the middle. And again, her name escapes me. Oh, let's get this.
I don't know
her
who
name
that gal
escapes me.
is.
But yeah, when you get pressure in the middle and you have the guys wrapping up on the outside, so that the guys on the outside were pretty much doing their job, but if the other guy's escaping out of the rat trap by just running up the middle, it doesn't matter if you have an all-pro defensive end and the other person on the side of him, he's going to get out. So that's why we need that pressure in the middle. And I think we'll get it in the off season, but depends on who it is and how much he's going to cost, or who it is and what round we pick him up in.
Of course, I'm one of the greedy ones who's thinking about Chris Jones, but
that was yeah.
Well, but maybe that money
might
be better spent on O-line, but we'll talk about that a little later. I really think that we can't underestimate Crosby's leadership in elevating the play of that D-line, and more specifically, a smarter use of the rotation, right? We saw Nichols, we saw Tillery, we saw Jenkins, we saw a guy named Robinson that got bought in midseason. We saw lots of rotation, and the most important thing, somebody had the bright idea, gee, Tyree may not be a good defensive end. Let's try him in the middle. And guess what? He turns out to be a defensive tackle. He was really effective from that position. And you can't underestimate, this is what good coaching is all about. I doubt if a Gunther would have ever realized that, which is why he messed over.
Hey, yo, Paulie G. Hey, Paulie G would have figured it out.
I mean, I'm thinking about the Paulie that Santino looks up and says, I don't want to see his face anymore. Right? I mean, I doubt if Gunther would have recognized, gee, let's try him somewhere else. And lo and behold, we have another defensive tackle in the rotation. And he can get in there. Boy had 3 sacks this year. I can't emphasize enough how the elevation of the D-line play. And of course, PFF even ranks our D-line for the first time in the top 15. We are 14th. I nearly fainted when I saw that.
Yeah, but you know what? I take PFF with a grain of salt.
Everybody does, but give me a better stat service, and I'll go with that one. Everybody's talking about I don't like PFF, I don't like PFF.
Yeah, the eye test.
Then give me another that doesn't cost
my own leg
to look. Well, that too, but you don't keep play-to-play stats. You don't put them in a computer and crunch the number.
I know when they play well. Yeah, I know when they play well, and I know when they stink up the joint. So,
another thing that I just want to throw in while we're talking about Max Crosby and D-line, I didn't like the fact that Pierce let Max prevail on him to let him play. I understand Max had bleeding in the knee. And Max, if you ever listen to this, I'm not talking about you winning the Iron Man for the guy who never missed games. I know that's important. I know your leadership is important. But Max, I'm thinking about your future. Bless you, bless you, bless you. The captain is having a sneeze break. I'm thinking about the future. I'm looking at my Raider legends, Ted Hendricks and Jim Otto in wheelchairs. Okay? You don't want to be that in your, retirement years. You need to take, oh, yeah, thanks, Jays. He is having surgery. But if I'm the coach, and this is where Pierce has to learn how to separate himself from the players, you got to be thinking long term. I want that knee ready to strong, fresh, and ready to go in 2024. Okay? It was once you knew that you weren't going to make the playoffs, that knee needed to be rested. But of course, Max Crosby thinks he's indispensable. And I think that as head coach, that's one of AP's first jobs. You got to separate yourself and be the coach. Be the one that's looking to the future and saying, Max, it's not good for you to continue to play on this bad knee and do irreparable damage that's even surgery may not fix. How many linemen have we seen that happen to? How many guys in the history of this game, played on bad wheels over and over? They wanted to show how tough they were. Then their career's over at age 30. After football, they're limping around. I mean, we can't say. I'm looking out for your future, Max. We want to see you productive for many, many more years. And I think that is a segue into our offensive report card, which I know everybody's eagerly awaiting. And I'm going to say it, and I really don't care if anybody thinks I'm a Derek Carr lover. And oh, by the way, I don't care what he did for the New Orleans Saints this year. We are not Saints. We are Raiders. So watching him.
Yeah, and he ain't playing in the playoffs either. He ain't playing in the playoffs either.
And there's reasons why that happened, but that ain't our problem.
Right.
I care less about what happens to any team in the NFL but the Raiders. I'm telling you that if your plan was to get rid of Carr, and I'm speaking to Mr. McDaniels, if your plan, lie to Mark, was I can get rid of Carr and bring you decent quarterback performance in 2023. It was a lie when it was told. Okay? The plan is, if you want to get rid of Carr, you must replace both his leadership and his production. Emphasis on production, Captain. Let me give you the Raiders offensive report card, before and after Carr. Okay? Overall ranking this year, 23rd. We were 14th last year. Now, a very good little thing that I'm reporting on the offensive report card, the Raiders were first in penalties. In other words, or 32nd, whichever way you want to. We were the least penalized team in the NFL. Captain, do you have some confetti that you can throw up about now? We need a parade.
No, it's like, yeah, I'm. It's not like that commercial with "He Who Shall Not Be Named" that's still playing in the playoffs. It's like, MVB, most valuable bundler. I didn't have that and knew that was happening, and then there you go. No, I don't. Had you told me, I would have gotten some ready.
I mean, we were the least penalized team in the NFL. So goes, for the moment, the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists about how they still hate the Raiders because they're getting us back because they hated Al Davis, blah, blah, blah. Okay? I mean, I still believe somewhat, but this year proved that a corner has been turned on this team. The foundation is there for a championship team to be built. Focus, concentration. We're not getting beat and making stupid penalties because we're getting beat. Okay? It's not happening anymore. We were the least penalized team in the NFL. But I digress from the offensive report card. Raiders were 23rd in points scored. We were 12th last year. Believe it or not. Offensive plays, the Raiders were 30th. We ran the 30th least of offensive plays. We were 20th last year. Time of possession, 24th. And we were 7th last year. Mm-hmm. Let me explain what that really translates to. The offensive plays and the time of possession. Not only were we not on the field, the offense not on the field, lots of 3 and outs, but when we had drives, we could not sustain them for more than 3 or 4 downs. And that, if you're not on the field, you can't score. Guess what? We couldn't score. Total yards. This is the one that makes me cry, Captain. We were 27th in total yards. Last year, we were 11th. Passing yards. This year, we were 23rd. Last year, we were 11th. Passing touchdowns. This year, we were 22nd in the league. Last year, we were 9th. There is no question in my mind. Only people without a football brain can see that when you chase Carr out of town, you also chased the passing game out of town because McDaniels lied. He had no replacement. Okay? Rushing yards. Go ahead.
He did.
Jimmy G.
No. Oh, no.
Crew.
No. He had a replacement in mind. Okay. And that replacement was in the building a lot this year. He wasn't wearing a uniform. But that was the replacement. Yes. His replacement that he had in mind was the person whose name I can't stand saying.
And you shouldn't say it.
I'm not.
Because
I'm not. But that's what he had in mind. That's what he had in mind.
Of course, Ed did it for us. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah, that's why he's here.
Look, whenever you hang your hat on a guy at the end of his career, you're not looking to the future. You're looking for quick band-aids and quick fixes. That's all you're looking for. You don't care about the future of this franchise. You gotta be kidding me. He thought that Brady was going to be the one to replace Carr and we would not miss the offensive production. Is that the storyline? The lie that's being told now? Because that's all McDaniels did was lie. He lied to everybody. I mean, seriously? Did he seriously think Brady was going to come here and rescue his nuts?
That's who he had. He was really said this is the guy, and he was so wrong. And then his backup plan had just a bad, if not a worse arm as his primary plan, and we saw how well that worked out. And I actually realized why that our backup quarterback at the beginning of the season, they wanted him to be their quarterback coach and not be on their roster. But he's like, come on over. You got another year in you.
Oh, come on. You're going to sit here.
No. I'm just telling people what was going on. His primary plan was Brady. His backup plan was Jimmy Garbageopoulos with the spaghetti arm, and his tutor in training, plug and play, was Hoyer. Well, you know what? None of those guys are going to be on the roster next year. Brady might be in the building, but those other two guys are not going to be on the
Where
roster
are
next year.
people getting this notion that Brady is now a part of our organization? The NFL has not approved his ownership interest. They kicked it out. He does not own a piece of this team.
Listen,
and I hope he never does.
I'm just saying, you don't have to be an ownership interest to be in the building.
Well,
okay. Jim Otto was never a member of the ownership interest of the Raiders, but he seemed to find his way.
He's a Raider legend.
But the point is,
what is Brady a legend of? He's not one of us.
Peggy, I never said he was, but if the owner wants to hang out with you, you kind of have some wasta there. Okay? And if Mark Davis wants a certain person to hang out with him, he's going to get in his ear. Now, the one thing that I really liked about what I heard from is that there are others that are coming in that actually have some credence, that are Hall of Famers, that are in his ear. Tim Brown's in his ear. Woodson's in his ear. Even Richard Seymour, who is a Raider at the end of his career and a Hall of Famer, is in his ear.
He's a Patriot. Go ahead.
I got it. I knew you were going to effing say that, but I'm saying
you know my Raider heart just tingles
Peggy,
when you talk about aliens.
Peggy, got it. When he goes into the Hall of Fame, he's going to be in capital letters, because you know the difference in the Hall of Fame. If you're in capital letters, that is your primary employment of your team. That is your team by default. Richard Seymour's capital letters will be under New England Patriot. His upper lowercase will be as a Raider, like Eric Dickerson's upper lowercase is with the Raiders. Roger Craig, upper lowercase. Tom Mix, not Tom Mix, he's the Cowboy. The other Mix that was with the Chargers, upper lower. That's what I'm saying. So he is a Raider, but not a real Raider. And I get it.
Yeah, well, just like I think about that Saint car thing going on, if it ain't Raider, I really don't want to spend my time on it. I mean, that's just how I feel. And I love watching football, the NFL, but my heart, my concern, I could care less. They all could go in the crapper for all I care. But I'm concerned that still where we are a year after we ran Carr out of town, that we don't have any replacement for his offensive production. But let's switch now, Captain, quickly to rushing yards. We were 30th this year. Last year we were 17th, even with a 1,600-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Rushing touchdowns, we were 20th. And last year we were 23rd. Red zone touchdowns, 24th. Last year we were 26th. Slight improvement there. Overall touchdowns. This is the stat that matters for scoring. We were 23rd this year. Last year we were 12th. You see, there's a whole lot of things that need to be fixed. And once again, I have to bring up AP. I am rooting for this man to learn the job, the whole job. And I'm not going to be satisfied with this performance until the whole job. Where he needs to put his attention is on offensive coordinator and the offense. That is his biggest job in the offseason if he should become Raider head coach, not the defense. And I'm wondering if he can, I'm hoping he can see that that's where we need to go. Now, with the rushing game, you know what happened. As usual, Mr. Ball Hog Jacobs forced us to rush him. We didn't give the ball exclusively to him until he got hurt. Had Jacobs not been hurt, we would have never seen Zeus this year.
Yeah, and that's a shame because
That has to change.
I've
That
been banging the
mentality.
drum, banging the drum that I know what Zeus could do if you give him the opportunity as a Bulldog at UGA in the SEC. He ate up people, okay, and he has the
Everyone's
ability.
saying this. Everyone knows this, but yet the mentality of this team, and I hope it changes. You give the ball to the guy who performs, not your favorite guy, not the guy who's making the most money. Why was Jacobs permitted to be a ball hog? Why was the only answer him with peripheral thought about Abdullah and Bolden and Zeus when you couldn't run the football? That mentality needs to change, and I want to see if AP understands that. I don't care who your favorite guy is. If he's not producing, sit him down. You got to sit him down for the sake of the team. Give somebody else a chance. And I couldn't see that happening. That's why I'm kind of happy that Jacobs may be leaving, but I don't put it past the Raiders to resign him.
Yeah, I mean, I said this. I can't remember which program I put it on. It's like I said, I would rather see him go and use that money elsewhere. But if he comes back, I want him at a contract that is a discount. You know, we're going to talk about the discount double check.
You think he's going to accept that after making almost $12 million this year?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not worth what he played for this year. If anything, he owes us a rebate.
Well,
he owes us a rebate.
I'm a little more generous than the captain. I say half of the salary I paid him this year, $6 million of it, was to reward him for the 2022 season. Okay? I can be generous like that. He was worth $6 million this year. He will not go out on the free agent market and get anything. More than $6 million. He may not even get that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like if he wants to be a Raider so bad, then let him take that. Figure out. You know what? What's my worth? Well, last year he drove up his worth because he had the year to do it. He had the phenomenal year. He had the contract year, and he was worth it because of what he did. Right.
As soon as he got paid.
He got paid. He got paid. So now his worth is less than half of that. So he's going to figure out what his worth is. So if he wants to be a Raider and we figure out what the worth is, say, hey, it's like one of those things like you're on The Price is Right. And the person next to you says, I bet $600. The guy next to you says, I go 601. I'd $1 him. I'd $1 him. I'd give him an extra $1. You want to be a Raider? Show it. Show it.
Well, it just was so ironic and so typical of Jacob's personality that he would get paid and then promptly stick up the joint. I mean, I cannot emphasize that the Raider philosophy within the franchise has got to change. You have got to stop with the sacred cows. You have to play the guys who are performing. And if they are not performing, they need to be replaced or sat down. You cannot continue to do this loyalty favoritism thing. And I'm wondering if AP would have had the guts to tell Jacobs, no, I'm going to give Zeus a chance, even though you're healthy. Now, there's some who say that Jacobs was healthy, and they chose not to play him. It could have already happened. Okay? It could have already happened. But we needed help for this running game far earlier in the season, of course, with dumbass. That's
just call him McFired. It's
he wouldn't have replaced Jacobs because remember what he thinks about rookies. Preseason doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's a preseason doesn't matter guy, but we fell, almost 15 places in our rushing game, and I can't emphasize how much that had to do with how our season. Were it not for our defense, we wouldn't have won 8 games, and not with the offense that we had this year. You do, O'Connell? I want to hear from you first. What do you do?
What do we do with O'Connell?
Right.
Oh well, that's easy. That's easy. I like what he can do as far his what is it? Projection. Projection. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to have you need to have a strong offensive line around any quarterback. Okay. And that's why and this is probably rushing a couple of the different subjects, but I firmly believe that the Raiders are going to go out and get a vet at quarterback, vet to be determined. Who it is, we don't know. But
let's go there. Let's go there.
Right. Okay. No.
What kind of vet are you thinking about?
Well, there are plenty you can have. And again, I don't know all of the contract statuses of all these people, whether you have to trade or if they're a free agent. I'm just saying there is talk about Justin Fields. That would be a trade. There is question. There's people out there that have been really, really good this year. And God, I'm going to throw up as I say this. I saw one play last night that was on a 1-year deal, and he played so well. Oh, I'm like,
you ain't talking about who I think you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The Baker.
He was on a one. I know he's on a 1-year deal, but my God, he played well, and I've seen him play well against us. Of course, the officials helped him when he was with the Rams for like 24 friggin' hours and beat us too. But I'm saying Baker Mayfield, maybe Justin Fields on a trade. I don't know what Gardner Minshew's status is, but he certainly played decent against us. Okay, I don't know what his status is. I've always liked Jacoby Brissett. I thought he was going to be one of those guys coming in. There's going to be veterans that are out there that are plug and play, that are better than than having Hoyer sitting back. Say, hey, Hoyer.
No, you said Hoyer's not going to be.
No. I'm just saying that they're going to be better than Hoyer as an option. Okay, and they should have brought him in.
Aren't we talking about starting quarterback? Because the question started.
Peggy,
what are you going to do?
Peggy, you're putting words in my mouth. I'm saying this is what the quarterback room is going to be. You're going to have a veteran come in, veteran to be determined. There's going to be somebody, a veteran to be determined, whether he has a high value status or a decent status. There's going to be a veteran coming in there. Aiden O'Connell's going to be there because they like what he can do if this season. Hey, Kenny Stabler took 3 or 4 years before he developed into the quarterback that he was.
That's the traditional model.
Right.
They don't do that no more in the NFL.
Peggy, hey,
draft, play.
If we're gonna go for what we want to do, that's what we're gonna do. Hey, even that person wearing number 15 in red took a season to develop behind another guy. Okay, there you go.
All your top quarterbacks got a chance, with the exception of course, Hurts, who's sitting home today. And I mean, a lot of them, and look at Jordan Love. He got 4 years to develop.
Right.
Behind Aaron Rodgers in that Green Bay system.
Yeah. And I said, so there's got to be somebody. Somebody's out there. And yes, there will be a quarterback drafted in the draft. Not in the first round, unless you listen to what Ed's saying and saying if a certain quarterback is out there, if a certain head coach is given, I will throw the up if we draft J.J. McCarthy. If I'm at the draft, because I need to get money to go to Detroit for the draft. If I'm at the draft and they show the Raider group, if I'm allowed to be up there the first night and they show the Raider group, I will throw up on camera, kind of like what Will Ferrell did in the Christmas song, where he's rolling around and you can see him throw. I will have bags of barf ready to go if they draft J.J. McCarthy at 13. I'm not kidding. I will have it ready.
Oh, Asylum is saying 5th round or later. I mean, what are you getting on the 5th round? But you never know. You might.
No, he's saying that we don't need a quarterback until the 5th round or later.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. And Will Greer, and they were looking at him before somebody else picked him up. There are people available.
Okay. Are they starters or are they backups? Are you ready to commit? Or you want
no. Wait a second. Our boy AOC4 was not a starter until he was given the job. Okay, right?
He's a rookie.
Right. We do not know because Peggy, no matter, and I love you. I'm giving you the biggest hugs and kisses. We don't know because we ain't the offensive coordinator to be determined.
No,
we don't know.
We aren't.
We
and
don't know.
I'm all for letting the guys, the professionals, make those determinations.
Yes.
I just wanted to get a feel and get a flow of what people were thinking about for that quarterback position. Personally, I think Aiden needs a chance. And I'll tell you why. He went through McDoofus as his first offensive coordinator. First guy's eyes he ever saw in his first training camp, mini camp, whatever, was McDaniels in his ear. And he ain't nothing but full of lies. He had no intention of developing him. And the guy knew it. I think Aiden got handed just like AP, just like Hardegree. All three of those guys just got handed the ball and said, go do it. I don't think that's the ideal condition to evaluate anybody because you're working with somebody else's system. It's not their system. They have not, been intimately involved. They had to take somebody else's. They had to take somebody else's system and try to make it work for the rest of the season. And I don't think that Aiden has been given a chance. No. I think he needs, once we get the OC in, the OC might say, he's not my guy. It's like Peyton did to Russ. Okay? He's not my guy.
Well, actually, that happened in 20 whatever when we got Matt Schaub from the Texans. He was our starting quarterback. Matt Schaub, starting quarterback, Oakland Raiders. We drafted Derek Carr in the 2nd round, and Derek Carr was the starting quarterback his rookie season all the way through till we got rid of him last year. Right. It happens. I'm not saying it's going to, but it's up to the person that's in charge to figure out who's going to be the quarterback. That's just the way it is.
And if you roll the video back to Derek Carr's 2014 season, it looked a lot like Aiden O'Connell's. I mean, how many games did we win that year? 4. And
we were 0-10. We were 0-10. We were 0-10 until we won a game.
Went to Kansas City and won on Thursday Night Football.
I was there. I was there.
And I'm just saying, if you put a rookie out there, and now there are people. Oh, strike! Like my cynical soulmate has come on to say, sail the team. For all the football people out there who think that that's the answer to our quarterback problem, Mark selling the team. Okay. But if you were to draft a quarterback, you say low round. Now, if you think
No. That is what
Yes.
Asylum said. That's
Okay.
what Asylum said.
But it was 3-3. The first season was 3-13. That's correct. That's right. Derek's first season was 3-13.
Yeah.
You really can't evaluate a young quarterback when the head coach is gone game 4. Just as I'm getting used to it. Of course, the OC should have went out with them, but they kept Grady Olson anyway. I'm just saying that you can evaluate the guy. But let's say, hypothetical, you decide, Aiden's not my guy. We're going to draft somebody. First round. Who's your pick?
You're saying that we are drafting somebody in the first round?
Correct. Aiden is not your guy. You're the new OC, right? You get to say, I am not going to work. I've looked at the film. I'm not going to work with him. He has too many, blind spots that I don't think I can fix.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to, I know you hate when I do this, but the guy that I want is going to be gone by then.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that I want is going to be gone at 13. May is going to be gone. And Williams, I actually wouldn't draft Caleb Williams. There's just something about Caleb Williams.
But if he falls to you at 13, would you?
If he falls as a gift, I would grab him. If he falls as a gift, I would grab him.
Right.
Bo Nix, okay. I like what I see with that because he's a thrower who can run. Penix would be decent, but I'm just those knees. Those knees are the only thing that is preventing me from putting that name. And the Raiders draft Michael Penix. No, I'm not drafting based upon his knees. Can't do it. Okay, so I would draft Bo Nix.
No, and the Raiders need to get away from drafting the walking wounded. Okay, yes. We need to stop that. Oh, other teams don't do that. Let's just not. I don't care what his upside is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If Caleb Williams drops to 13, or if I want somebody bad enough, and here's the other thing: if AP is the coach, he's going to go up and grab Jaden Daniels. If he's the coach, he's going to go grab Jaden Daniels.
Now, tell me more about Jaden.
Jaden needs to put some weight on because. Yeah, he needs to put some weight on.
I'm not kind of looking for development projects because
no. He's no development. He's a stick. He's like what the number 1 pick was last year. The kid's going to get hurt because he's slight. Even Caleb Williams needs to put some weight on. He's got all the ability in the world, but he's too skinny. He is going to be shark bait in the NFL unless you put on some weight. He's maybe and he's probably listed at 200 pounds, but they're fitting. He's probably like 180. Okay, so I'm just saying you better put on some weight. Jaden Daniels needs to put on some weight. He needs to be minimum 220, 225, and that's just to survive. Okay, he needs to be more. And that's why I said Nix. It has a good combination of size and speed. The guy I want is May out of North Carolina, and he's not going to be there.
You said it's not. And let me say this about May. I actually watched 2 or 3 of his games. I like the potential of the guy, but the one thing that gave me pause was I'm not all sold on his arm. And I'm not really sold on his recognition. And these are things that can be fixed.
Yeah.
But I didn't sense that he's all. They were gushing and oohing and awing over him the entire game, all the games that I saw him in. And didn't he get hurt?
Strike is a UNC fan, so he can tell me about that. I don't believe he got hurt.
I
But
thought he got hurt, was injured
yeah,
this
you
year.
can
I
Strike.
was pretty
Let me
sure
know.
of that.
I don't recall. I don't recall him. Again, I'm not as much of a NCAA honk as I need to be, but I just know that he has all the ability. And where I said these quarterbacks are going to be, that this is like that '83 quarterback class. There's going to be so many quarterbacks coming out in the first round. You're going to figure out who is the best, and there's going to be at least 6 of them, kind of like the '83 class, and we'll see
Mhm.
who is the best when all is said and done. But
Right.
like I said, if you go to the second round, I said the gentleman was talking about Cameron Rising. I don't know enough about him. I really
Mhm.
don't know enough about him, so I that's my survey is incomplete on him. Rattler, I know a little bit about. Rattler is he's kind of like a Mahomes. He can throw, he can run, he can move around,
Right.
but he scares me is that he throws kind of like without really looking at what's in front of him. So that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. And our audience has given us some other things. I mean, when you draft these days in the Madden video game fantasy football world that football is becoming, you're thinking he's going to play his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every time there's a CJ Stroud that comes out, I actually cringe. I'm like, oh my God. Now, every rookie that comes out, they're going to expect him to be CJ Stroud. Come out instantly, boof, you know, playoffs.
Well, if you would,
That's the bar
well,
that's been set.
I tell you, but you got to remember people that are saying that had the Raiders drafted C.J. Stroud, because they would say, "Oh, Ziegler wanted him, but
I
McDaniel's did
heard
not."
that.
Okay, so if you draft C.J. Stroud and you put him into a bubblegum offense that
With
McDaniel's has,
McDaniels, oh my God.
right?
And besides, he wouldn't even have
he-
started.
exactly, and he would not be the guy he is. You're looking at C.J. Stroud, what Houston did with him, not
Correct.
what you are going to get in a McDaniel system or a
Oh my God, he
Hardegree
wouldn't even have
underling system.
played.
No, not
He,
at all.
he
Not at
wouldn't
all.
even have gotten on the field. Zeus couldn't get on the field in 2 years.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's why, when people say that, it's almost like draft a guy to sit. That's what they did do in New England. They draft guys to sit. Okay, until somebody gets hurt, right? Or somebody, is disappoints the coach, then he gets a chance to play. Now, in the few minutes I got 5 minutes left.
5 minutes.
OC. So let's pretend
Then it's up to me.
Right.
Well,
and you are AP, and they say the GM says to you, give me a list of your top 3 OC candidates.
okay. I'd say Kellen Moore. I would say David Shaw. David Shaw. Kellen Moore, David Shaw. I don't know too many more that are out there. I know that they're looking at Cliff Kingsbury, who wouldn't be a bad one. Mm-hmm. Again, I haven't researched the OC thing.
So your top 3 would be Kingsbury. You would definitely. Kellen is your number 1 choice, right?
Yeah, Kellen's my number 1 choice. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
And I like David Shaw. I like David Shaw.
And then, of course,
really
Cliff Kingsbury, who used to be a head coach.
Yes.
Okay, there's that dynamic there.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part of that, and oh, by the way, what about Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, I apologize. Yes, he would be one as well. And I think that Bieniemy would come in here and do well because he knows about that red team a bit. Granted, he's 1 year removed, but he would be able. He knows how to scheme against Spags. He knows how to scheme against Spagnuolo because he had to do it in practice all the time. The enemy would be a great person to come in. And I apologize for not leaving him on the list originally. The only reason, and I harp on this, it's unfortunate that he has a black mark against him with domestic violence, and that's followed him around amongst the Raider organization. And that's just something that it would be up to Mark Davis to say, I'm gonna overthrow it and give him a chance. But yeah, Eric Bieniemy would be a good person as well.
I don't know what, there's all, because, and oh, by the way, I had to get on.
Yeah, Protect the Shield has said everything that I've said about Bieniemy, while Mark Davis would have to clear it with Fred Biletnikoff because of that dynamic. He would have to clear it with dynamic. And that's the only reason why I never even put him on the list.
Well, and I understand that. But once again, what I talked about at the top of the hour about us getting wedded to certain players, certain concepts, certain loyalties without looking at performance and experience and things that help you win championships. You don't have to like a guy.
Oh yeah. And Meggie, I'll throw another name out there, and everybody pukes on this one. Adam Gase as an OC.
Right.
Adam Gase is an OC.
And Protect the Shield even mentioned Hugh Jackson. I wouldn't be averse to Hugh coming back, although what's Hugh been doing lately?
He's getting fired from his college jobs.
And also, as Strike Vader says, there's a vacancy, in Big Lots since we're moving Peters up to supervisor, right?
Yeah, he's going to get fired from that too.
I mean, Hugh's problem is Hugh.
Yeah, Hugh's all about Hugh. Well, the Raiders would have to put an incentive-laden contract in him for his mani-pedis. That would probably be part of his contract.
I mean, there's a bunch of options out there, but know that when you pick a certain guy for your offensive coordinator, you are changing the dynamics and the character of your offense, and some people won't fit anymore. Okay? If I had time, I'd go into a whole diatribe about Davante Adams and how I feel that all he means to me right now is trade bait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Me too.
I don't feel like our offense is going to suffer with his absence. An interesting stat, and this is going to be my going out. This is going to be my wave dance going out. And looking at Davante Adams' stats this year, of course, he had 2 1-catch games, 1 2-catch games, 7 games of under 50 yards. Now, here's the trick with his 3 100-yard plus games.
We lost every one of them.
We only won 1.
Okay.
With his 4 of his 7 under 50-yard performances, we won all those games.
Yep.
The 2 1-catch games, we won those games too. Why do I need Davante? It's like he's not on the field. And don't tell me about decoys. Okay? I can put a wooden duck out there and he's a decoy. Okay? So I'm not paying you $20 million a year because you're a good decoy. I'm paying you for performance. Here we go back again. Stop keeping guys around just because they're big names, they're a favorite, they're at all your barbecues during the summer. The Raider culture rewards, I like you. They don't reward performance. And that is what I'm saying. We actually, it didn't matter whether Davante was on or off the field. It didn't matter what Davante did. He did not contribute enough to winning football games. And that's all that matters to me. Anyway, got to run. It was lovely Yes, and I understand Devontae had quarter, but so did Tim Brown, the Hall of Famer. He had 11 trash quarterbacks. Well, no, Gannon wasn't trash. He had at least he had 11 total quarterbacks in his career as a Raider. 9 were simply garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Did that affect his numbers? Did that affect his catches? No, because the great ones get theirs. They gonna get their 75, 80, 100 yards a game because they're that good, because they're damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, gotta run. Talk to you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I love it. Love you
I
all.
like
Love
it. See,
you
I was
guys.
waiting. I was waiting on that. I said, "Are we gonna have a show in 2 weeks?" We just got it answered. Two
Yeah,
weeks,
they are. 2 weeks.
chopping it up.
We'll
2
see it. We'll
weeks.
see you soon. Bye
There you
bye,
go.
everybody.
Bye, honey. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
All righty.
All right, that's Miss Peggy. So, like I said, this is her show, chopping it up with Peggy. Okay, and I'm here for the ride because you can only do an hour. You know, kind of like the old expression on the what was it, the Beetlejuice. Whoa, that's why I can do one show a night. You know, what I got to do is, and normally I don't do this, but here, don't go anywhere. I gotta refill my drink. I am especially thirsty tonight, and you saw me suck this down. I will be back in just a second. I will get a drink. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna put the thing up. Okay, we'll be right back. And so again, don't go nowhere. I will be right back after I get a drink. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. I'm gonna see what the numbers are. 18. Okay, don't leave me, guys and gals, mates and wenches. Be right back. And remember, Peggy's going to be doing the cage match show tomorrow. I make sure that I'll get that silent if I'll put that up here. Wait a second in the comments section. There you go. Cage match show tomorrow with Miss Peggy. Okay, don't go nowhere. I will be right back. All right. Again, I lost a few. Sorry about that. Come on back. Okay. Yeah, water break. I needed to go pee, but I didn't do that. So anyway, I'm looking at it. Seahawks requested interview Lions OC and the Rams DC. That's Johnson, the OC, and the defense coordinator, who's Raheem Morris for the Rams. Frazier is interviewed with the Chargers and the Raiders. He's a good guy, but like I said, we got the guy in the building. We just need an offensive guy. So hopefully we'll get that. Now, if Anna has news, remember Anna's sitting in Vegas. Anna is one of my sources in Vegas. If she's got something, please pop in. It'll be fantastic to hear from you. If you want to be here, please do. I'm going to put the link up. And remember, just because I said that's, Peggy's on it. Peggy's on it. Okay. But make sure that you know that we're here. Peggy's on it. I'm watching the what is it? Unfortunately the KC Miami games. It's the background noise there. A background noise. So there you go. If you want to be on the show, hit up the link. Hit up the link. Hit the StreamYard link. Because if you don't, I don't take offense. We had what is your talk about what's going on? Okay. And by the way, it's Schrader. It's I believe it's SCHROEDER. I believe is the way to say Jay's Schrader. Okay, Strike. Yeah, you're at work, but you're here, Strike, and I appreciate that. I lost about 5 people because I had to go get a drink. I'm sorry. I normally don't get a drink, but I'm thirsty tonight. I'm thirsty. Yeah, it's Schrader. Yeah, that's how it's spelled, Strike. That's how it's shown. That's it. Definitely get a refill. Yeah, I'm in there. See, I got my Arnold Palmer. Folks, if you don't know me, this is my brew, Arnold Palmer, sweet tea, Arnold Palmer. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Peggy gave a good rip. What is the Max show, Leroy? Leroy, that is a show that what is it? Asylum does with Oakland Raider Savage. That is a YouTube show. So Oakland Raider Savage is on there with Asylum. Asylum, please drop your YouTube link for Leroy Thompson so he could get a look-see on that show. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. And now we're going to go right to the source. Right to the source. She's got. I like the flip. I like the flip. By the way, Anna, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm very sorry to say this.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Raider Nation.
I have those betting slips hidden so well, I hid them from myself. They're here in the house.
I knew it.
Yeah, and I actually went, because I told you I was going to go look for them. I went over to the bar that I had all my stuff on, and I looked, and I'm like, man, they're not here. But that's the last place I saw them. So they're here in the house. I just got to find them.
First, let me ask you, Captain, how's your friend doing?
Which one?
The one from the game yesterday.
Oh, Jamie?
Jamie, yes. How's he doing?
Jamie is very well. He's on the next project. He was upset. He was upset, as any real fan would be.
Okay. Well, when they showed you and Jamie, you both were, it's like,
yeah,
hey, thanks, Captain, and everything. My son, we were watching the game, and then when it came to the end, when they showed Jamie again, my son goes, Mom, you better tell your friend, check up on him, make sure he's doing all right. He don't look good. I go, no, he doesn't. That's what I text you.
He was already the NFL meme. He was on NFL memes already on Facebook. Yeah.
Poor guy.
But hey,
I felt so bad for him. Yeah. We were rooting for the Eagles. Trust me, we were rooting for him.
And here's the one thing I can say about Jamie and I say this not with like I'm jealous. I'm a little jealous, but I say this but with respect and like good for him. He's sponsored by a company that travels him everywhere. For Philly game. So he'll be down for spring training.
Oh, nice.
Phillies. He'll be down at a Flyers game here as well because they travel. He goes to where the Sixers go. So when he does these trips, They pay for it, and that's a great thing. They don't pay him every, but they pay him to go. He's
Yeah.
sponsored, and that's fantastic. He's also sponsored by Hers Potato Chips, which is a great potato chip
Oh.
company up in Pennsylvania. They're better than any of the other chips that are out in the market. Yes, I'm biased because I've had Hers as a kid. They're Pennsylvania brand chip. They're fantastic. So he's sponsored by Hers. He's sponsored by a company that does those trips. So all he needs to do is get his ticket, and he gets his ticket. And so when he came, he asked me, he said, "Hey, are you still interested in going?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, and he gave me the number. It was a good number for a front row seat. So I paid his number plus a little bit more because he got me into the tailgate. And I don't know what he paid to get me into the tailgate, but as you guys know, and I'm not bullshitting, I'm not broke, but I ain't got no money coming in other than my retirement from the military. So I need that I have that French disease, lack of Monet. Okay.
You're bougie broke.
Yeah, bougie broke. Yeah, so that's why I need them. But so hopefully I will get a job pretty soon that will help me out. So again,
Yeah.
he's good. He'll be out for, like I said, he'll be with the Phillies in spring training. He'll be there with the Flyers and the Sixers. He's sponsored. Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
Hers is better. Hers is better than us, but hers is really good, Santiago. I agree. There you go.
Well,
Go ahead. Give us the report there, Anna.
well, you know that I've been tagging you all, in our local news. I, catch it, I watch it every day, catch it. And they are still continuing interviews. Everybody is impatient. Let me tell you, people, patience, okay? They have by the 22nd, they got interviews lined up all week. So you're going to have to wait, whether you like it or not, till we
Mm-hmm.
find out who are who are manager and our head coaches. But Pierce was out at our local Martin Luther King parade.
Yep.
He was out there. He was excited. He was in his Raiders gear. He was, greeting everybody, which was awesome, awesome to see out there and everything. But you are going to have to wait. And then, of course, the coach from the Ravens or something like that. I can't remember what team it was. That he's scheduled for an interview. Um, but like they said, until they have the manager, until they have the head coach, nothing else is going to happen.
Yep.
We're all going to have to sit on it, whether you like it or not. Because I mean, I'm seeing everybody every day, and I know the comments in here. Oh, when are they going to pick the coach? Oh, why don't they hurry up? Oh, why don't they? No, it's a process. It's a process. Unfortunately, we have to wait.
So
Gotta wait.
all you potsies out there are going to have to sit on it.
Yes, aloha, Rick, aloha. But but um, they do have what they call the prop bets going on,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, coach. Well, he's my coach. I call him Coach. Coach Pierce. He's the number one candidate, and then of course, Harborough is the second. Now, when I saw Billy Boy's name on there, I'm like, oh hell no.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't want him. Don't need
Yeah.
him.
I don't
We
think
don't need to
no.
go through that again. No.
No.
But
He's going to Atlanta, or they have him connected with Atlanta because he was on the Art Blanks or whatever his yacht, So I think he might go to Atlanta because he'll get he's in good weather, and he's in Georgia. No, I think the state tax is like zero, close like it is. He'll go to Atlanta and be able to build what's going on.
yeah. I seriously think that, Pierce is going to be our man. Mark Davis, he's not going to make the same mistake. He is not. And when you have, players coming out, saying, we support him, we want him, yeah, there's talk. Okay, I'm going to weigh my options, is what they're saying,
Hmm.
if Pierce is not their coach. And there was somebody else, somebody in the one of the other coaches had, came out and said, if AP's not our man, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Hmm.
And so I know there are a couple of people that I think they know that AP is going to be the coach and they really don't want to work under him. So that's why Mr. Davis said, okay, if you guys want to go look for employment somewhere else,
Right.
go
And,
ahead.
and Carmen Brasili did that. Carmen Brasili is with the New York Giants as their offensive line coach. Bye, because he didn't want to be here. He got a gig. He took it. Bye. So you'll see if there are coaches that were in on our staff last year, and if AP is named coach and they're not here anymore, it's because they didn't want to be here.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, I'm, me, Captain, I'm patient. Okay, I'm just going with the flow. When it happens, it happens. But I'm going to tell you all, when they do announce it, I guarantee it's going to be Vegas style. It's going to be big. It's going to be a big announcement. They're going to go all out, and I would not be surprised if certain Raider fans are told, "Hey, come to the stadium. We want you to be here when we make the announcement."
Hmm.
So I would not be surprised by that because Vegas goes big. And then plus two, we got everybody's in preparations for the Super Bowl. Um, they've already started building the in front of the Bellagio. They're building a platform. I know that they're going to be doing some of the news from there. Um, there's a lot of events going on. There's also one event that if you have not tried to sign up for, Guy Fieri is having the ultimate tailgate. 17,000 people. Now, you go to the Guy Fieri's, go to Guy Fieri and then type in, Super Bowl tailgate. You've got to register a certain amount of, it's going to be random of who's going to get the invitation. And I don't know when those invitations will go out, but once you get that invitation, you'll have to register. Um, and that's free. So if you want to do that, Super Bowl weekend, there's a lot of events going on here. They're having something at Allegiant Stadium. They're having events everywhere. And if you go to any of the local stations, Facebook page or website, look up, Super Bowl activities, and then there's a big list of activities that are going to start occurring. I know this week they're planting trees throughout the city, and you're invited to come out, you know, with other players that are not going to be in the Super Bowl. They're coming out, to going out and planting trees throughout the community and everything. So if you want to do that as well. But I am sitting on top of everything. I am watching the news closely. And trust me, when we get a word or when we get any news, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna go out and hey, this
Yeah.
is about to happen. But like I said, I don't see anything occurring until maybe after the 22nd for sure. Or unless they decide to surprise the hell out of everybody and do it this weekend, you know? I
Well,
mean,
okay.
who knows?
Would that be this week? What today is Tuesday. So yeah, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. Basically a week. I don't think that I think, like I said, that the 22nd is league year, begin the first day of league year. And if I can see them waiting until that, which is a week from today, which would be next Monday, I believe, is the 22nd, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, they can do it then. And but I also
Well,
can
also
see
too,
that
remember next Monday is President's Day. so there's going to be a lot like the post office is going to be closed, some banks are going to be closed. So it's kind of like a holiday as well because the kids are off of school. So it's
I
a
thought
3-day
they
weekend next
consolidated
weekend.
It's another 3-day weekend.
It's another 3-day weekend.
Wow, I thought they got rid of one of them.
Yeah, that's why they
I thought,
consolidated to President's Day, which is
yeah,
Monday.
yeah, no, but I thought that well, I didn't
Or I
realize there
think
was a
it's
double.
Monday. Wait a minute. Yeah, my daughter's confirming Monday is President's Day.
Okay, so that's
So they,
back to back weekends, 3 days.
hmm
Yeah.
So
Sounds like the Dominican
I,
Republic. They have a holiday like three weeks out of the year they have a holiday for with the 3 or 4 day holiday. I'm just saying. But
yeah,
yeah, okay.
like I said though, I would not be surprised if we get it sometime during the weekend or Monday. So, like I said, I mean, my eyes are open, my ears are open. Um, Kevin, Kevin Bollinger from Fox 5 News, he's somebody you may want to follow um, on Facebook. He's the
No,
one
you know
that,
what, you know what? When you see him, when you see him, tell him to follow me and to tell me or tell him to tell you and you'll give it to me. I ain't following nobody because I'm all that biscuit. I'm not, but I want him to.
I,
Yeah.
if I ever see it, because the last time I saw him was at training camp and everything, and he just quickly asked me, what I thought, and I told him I don't have a crystal ball. I go, I really can't predict what the year would bring, and sure enough, it was twists and turns, and but next year I do, depending on how things go when they choose the head coach and everything. If they choose the proper head coach and everything, and they choose the right players to fit the pieces that they need, I think next season's going to be remarkable. I mean, I'm excited. I'm, waiting for that, notice from Fox 5, Raiders are going to announce, the general manager and head coach. I'm just waiting for that. And like I said, once that happens, boom, I'm gonna let you all know and everything. And who knows? There may be people that will know before we do or before the media does. So,
Hmm.
and all these rumors that are flying around like crazy, they're ridiculous. I'm like going, no, no, no. You know, I mean, people just needs to be careful with that clickbait,
Yeah.
media.
Well, and that's why I said you tell Mr. Bollinger that you are my well you're one of his sources too. Just tell him that you're my go between as well. So let him tell you, and he can get a hold of me and say, "Shoot, tell it to Anna. Anna will tell me." And I am a retired intelligence professional. I don't leak stuff. I don't. I had it from, and I don't know whether I ever gave up the source, but I had the source for 2 days prior that we were trading for Devontae Adams from a source that was golden, and he knew it, and it was originally going to be for a one, and it was a player. I can't remember who the player we were going to have to trade up. Oh, Darren Waller. It was going to be for a one and Darren Waller, and it could be done. So that's why it was a one and a two. I had it from this person. It was a great source. So you tell old boy that I don't give up information like that because I'm intelligence professional. So have him tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I got more secrets than that's going to my grave.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like I said, if there's updated news, I'm gonna go live and post it. And I try to tag you. I try to tag Asylum, and Raider Bear as well. Because I know I mean, you guys don't get the local news unless you're watching it on Facebook Live,
Yeah, yeah, and I
the
don't.
local news. And I
And
know, by tagging you guys, it reaches more people, you
yes,
know, that way they can see what actually Vegas is saying because like I said, there's so much clickbait out there. There's so much false information that's everybody's throwing rumors out left and right. And it's like, no, unless I hear it from these sources,
yeah,
I am not believing a word of it, you know. And I mean, it I don't think I've ever been this impatient about about what the future of the Raiders is going to be. Normally,
hmm
I'm just like, okay, another year, next year, there's always next season. I'm excited. I cannot wait. I mean, how long has it been since we've been excited about who's going to be our new head coach? What the future is going to be. And I think it's going to be magnificent. I think it's going to be awesome. You know, I mean, whatever the wheel lands on. But I am
that's it.
excited and I cannot wait. But anyways, Captain, I'll let you go.
All
Let
right.
you go,
By the
everybody.
way, I love your rap. I love the rap. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. My daughter got it for me. They're good at picking out clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
of course, it is not not the Midwest or the back East cold, but for Vegas, it's cold.
oh, it's cold. Yeah, it's still cold. Still cold.
But anyway, so good
And
to see you.
when I find the friggin' sheets, because they're here somewhere. They're here somewhere. I didn't lose them. I just misplaced them. There's a difference.
Yes, when you find them, because I don't know what I I know what two of the tickets were,
Yeah,
but the other three I kind of remember two of them, but the last one I don't remember what the bet was.
yeah,
So yes, because I know two of them are winners
yeah.
and two of them aren't.
Yeah, the overs. The overs are winning.
But but
Yeah,
the third one is the one I cannot remember what it was.
yeah.
So
It was probably a loser. But hey, I want to find the winners because that's money in my pocket. That's all I care about. That's money in my pocket.
actually, that's money you will get back.
True, true,
That's that's your money back.
and that is needed at this point. But
Yes.
all right,
But
honey.
anyways, Captain, love you all.
Love
Love
you
you
too, honey. You
all.
take
And I'll
care.
be
You
back in the
take
room
care.
right now.
All right.
Okay,
Be well. Say hi to everybody.
I
All right.
will.
All right. That's my source. That's Anna Diaz. And Ashley, the hottest blonde in the state of Florida. Super Bowl, here we come. Ashley, I agree with you if you get the right stuff. And I said, and having a wonderful Raider fan, a Raiderette like Ashley hanging out with me, that would be awesome. I hang out with Anna. I trust me, Anna's wonderful people, and can't wait to see her again with her husband. But when you have Ashley on your arm, I can't wait. So we're gonna turn the show in. We're gonna bring Positive Philly in here because I know that we're gonna talk some Eagles football, and it's Eagles football. And I was there. I was there. Go Birds, fly, fly, Eagles fly. They didn't do it though, man. They looked like they were still. They looked like they were still on the bus.
I saw you. I saw a side glimpse of you.
Oh, no, I was up front, dude. I was
No, they did. They showed him though. They showed all him. They did not show you.
bullshit. I will. You better go on my Facebook page because they showed all of me.
They did
All of me.
on
Oh
national
yes,
television.
on national television.
I
Yes.
I apologize, Captain Jack.
Yeah. Don't you now? They showed a side glimpse of me in the meme that he made for when he was upset.
Yeah, that's messed up. I'm
The
pissed.
the NFL meme. Oh yeah, see, I got witnesses. They showed all of Captain,
Okay.
all
I
of
apologize.
me.
I apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pissed about what the Bucks did.
Well, it wasn't about what the Bucks did. I'll tell you, it was the fact of what the Eagles did not do. The Eagles did not tackle. They had too many. They had too many arm tackles. That was one thing. They left the middle open on the passing route. The middle
Everything
was
is wrong.
closed.
They did everything wrong, Captain Jack.
No, no. I'll tell you what they did right. They clogged the middle on the run for the most part. They clogged the middle on the run.
Damn ball. How are
But-
you not going to run the ball when you don't have your wide receiver one?
Oh, well, I'm just saying they clogged the middle against the Bucks on the running in the middle, but the Bucks ran around them and they threw over the middle all night long. And then when they did, they didn't tackle them. It was horrible.
Captain Jack, I'm not going to lie to you today. I was shedding some tears.
Yeah,
You know why? You know why? Not because of the fact that we lost. Because of the fact that this man is gone.
which man's gone?
Can you tell who this is?
Looked like Gardner Minshew.
What?
It looks like Gardner Minshew. That's all I see. I don't know.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not kidding you. Who is that?
It's Jason Kelsey.
Oh, well, I saw, and both proper English, Jamie and I, when he left the field, we knew. Did he announce that he's retired?
Yeah.
Did he announce?
You
Because
haven't seen it?
no, I haven't seen it. We saw him walking off the field. He was probably one of the last Eagles to walk off the field because we were, again, front row, and we saw him walk by. And both Jamie and I looked at each other and said, that's the look of a guy that just checked out permanently.
Yeah.
Checked out permanently.
I'm sorry to be getting emotional on your show. No, man, it's tough. I've been an Eagles fan for probably since I was 10, or no, I wouldn't say 10, probably 11 or 12 years old. And I've never seen a man like Jason Kelsey. First of all, he's a great dad.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 girls, and they deserve to have him home. They highly deserves to have him, be a husband. And it's sad, but you have to be happy for everything he did. Do you respect him as an NFL fan, first of all, Captain Jack?
Oh, I respect Jason Kelsey. I could give 2 squirts of my peacock to his brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he like I said, don't give a flying foxtrot of anything to Travis Kelsey, because Travis Kelsey is such a.
Do you think they're going to get married?
Who? Swift and him?
Yes. No. You
No.
think she has the breakups already?
Yeah. This is all about her next number 1 hit. Yeah. And the bad thing is that Kelsey had a beautiful girl. Kelsey had a beautiful girl for all of these years. A beautiful lady for all of these years, and he screwed it up. And she's just a fling, man.
So you're telling me why it's not going to get to have an Aunt Tay-Tay?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, so you're telling me why it's not going to get to have an Aunt Tay-Tay?
Have any? I'm not reading.
Why it's not going to have an Aunt Taylor?
Have an Aunt Taylor.
Yes, Wyatt Kelsey, his daughter.
I have no effing clue what you're talking about.
Jason's daughter, Wyatt. I think
Okay.
he's not going to have an Aunt Taylor.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, no,
I don't know.
not at all.
I think they're hyping it up for like they know. I bet they already know like that they're not getting married. They're not-
Yeah, it's all a pub stunt. It's all a pub stunt.
But you know how many Chiefs fans there are now?
And you know how many Chiefs fans are gonna go right off the Swifty bandwagon as soon as that's over.
Right.
Everybody that jumped on that had no clue who she was, or was a like a a
Like I was talking
casual.
to a girl in my class today. I'm like, we were talking about music. I'm like, what kind of music do you like? I'm like, do you like Taylor Swift? She's like, yeah. Um, I'm like, did you know who Travis Kelce was before she dated him? She said
No,
no. She said no.
exactly. This was a win-win for their PR teams.
But no, going back to Jason, man. I'm sad the way he had to go out. I would have personally retired last year. You know, losing to your brother hurts. But if you could lose to anybody, I want to lose my brother, and I don't want to lose my brother. Like, I don't play any sports against him. I used to swim with him, but we never competed against each other. He's a much better athlete than I am. But you know what I'm saying? You were a champion last year. You were the NFC champion.
Yeah.
And I would have done it. I would have done it last year. Losing to my brother would be the way that I want to go out.
Well, they honestly believed that they were going to rock it back, that they were going back and winning it.
Yeah, he believed that. Then he didn't
Yeah.
believe it here. After he saw the way, like, Captain Jack, it's sad to think about his last time he won a game at home.
When was the last time he won a game at home?
His last home game in his career was November 26th, 2003, against the Buffalo Bills. November 26th, 2003, versus the Buffalo Bills.
That's his first game?
That's his last game he won at home.
Not 2003, 2023 maybe.
Did I say 2003?
Yeah.
My bad. 2023. November 26th,
Oh, no,
2023.
okay. So he was 0 for December in January.
Yeah, I mean, after like, I don't know. And I'm torn. I don't want to know. I don't know what I want to do with Sirianni. That's a joke, but at the same time, I like him. I mean, he took us to a Super Bowl. He's taken us to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
How can you know?
Well, if you listen to Gabe, and Gabe's on this show, Gabe was just tearing up my phone last night about Sirianni. He says he couldn't happen to a nicer group. He can't stand the Eagles. And Nick Sirianni was a conceited.
He is a clown. Some of the shit he says. I'm not gonna lie.
Who, Gabe?
No,
Or Sirianni?
Sirianni.
Yeah. But he backed it up. He backed it up last year. He wasn't able to back it up this year.
Like the flowers and the roof growing and everything like that, and the Batman. Like, dude, just coach the team. I don't need to hear how we're building and we're blooming like flowers and like nobody understands that.
Yeah. See, but like I said, the difference was last year he did all that he said he was going to do.
But I mean, it was fun. I remember we all wore our flower headbands and our Batman masks, and like, see, so those are like the memories that we had with him. But like, I want a guy like an offensive-minded guy. We need an offense. No, we need a defensive-minded guy. I want Dan Quinn, Eric Bieniemy.
Well, Eric Bieniemy's offense, Quinn's defense.
Ben Johnson. I don't care. I want Ben Johnson.
Ben's interviewing for a couple. I think it was the Chargers or a couple other.
I don't know who I want.
Yeah, but he's already interviewing. So if you want him, you better go line up and interview. But the minute you do, everybody that is a Sirianni fan,
I don't want Harbaugh. I don't want Belichick. I want to keep Sirianni, but he has to know his place.
Yeah. Well, but you're not going to get Johnson coming in as your offensive coordinator when he's already an offensive coordinator with the Lions. It's a lateral move. You got to have him come in as your head coach. They're not going to allow him to come in.
I would move him. I would move Sirianni to offensive coordinator. Give him offensive coordinator for years and let him build that head coach. Let him prove to you that he can be the head coach of this team.
That's never. I don't believe that's ever been done. I don't believe that's ever been done where a head coach was demoted to a coordinator on the same team the very next year. I don't think it's been done. It might have been in something that
we bring in Ben Johnson, who the man is probably a mastermind sitting behind Dan Campbell. Look at the year that Dan Campbell had, and that man is sitting behind him. Yes, sir.
That's true, Jimmy Farrell. That's true.
And the Sixers won against the Nuggets tonight, and the Phillies start up. Hey, Captain Jack, listen to me right now, okay? What is today? What's today's date?
Today is the 16th.
January 16th, 2023. Okay? At 10:42 p.m. on Captain Jack's show. The 2023 NLCS Philadelphia Phillies versus Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay, let me stop you there. That was a year ago. You said 2023.
2024. I
just want to make sure that that if you're doing this for posterity, you get it right. So, as of January 16th, 2024, Positive Philly says, go.
That the 2024 NLCS will be the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Los Angeles Diamondbacks. Oh my God! What Los Angeles Chargers? Oh, see, Captain, I'm all over the place tonight. Los Angeles Dodgers. There we go.
So the NL Championship Series is going to be the Phillies versus the Dodgers this year.
Yes, Phillies will win in 7 games because the Dodgers are going to choke.
Okay.
And you ready for this?
I'm ready.
The 2024 World Series will be our Philadelphia Phillies versus the New York Yankees.
A redo of a so the Phillies.
I have the same hat.
The Phillies against the Yankees, and I have a Yankee hat here somewhere. But the Phillies versus the Yankees in the World Series. Okay, I like that prediction. I like that.
And you know what? Phillies win.
Okay, Jimmy Farrell, who is a Yankee fan,
said
that's not happening. Now, Jimmy Farrell, is it not happening because he doesn't think the Phillies are going to be there, or you don't think that the Yankees are going to be there? That's what I want to know.
Probably Phillies.
I want to hear what Jimmy Farrell had because, again, Jimmy Farrell is a Yankees fan. See, that's what I thought. He says that the Yankees ain't going to be there in the American League. Wow. And that's what I thought. Jimmy Farrell is saying that the Yankees are
you know who I think could be us? Who could be there with us, actually, as well? The Orioles, man. The Orioles. They are a threat.
Yeah.
The Orioles. I'd love to see the Blue Jays. But MLB it's interesting, Captain. MLB Network put out a post, and for the next 10, I think it was the next 10 World Series champions. This year they have the Braves. I want to say this year they have the Braves over the Orioles, but don't quote me on that. And in 2030 they have the Phillies over the Tigers. I'm not waiting until 2030 to see a World Series in my city.
No, well, I hope to be alive in 2030.
Yeah, you will be. Don't worry about it. Captain Jack, I know you're in Florida, but before I let you go, how's the weather down there, my man?
We're getting a cold front, like everybody else is getting a cold front. We're getting a cold front. I think they said it's going to be in the. Let me see if my Alexa, because I'm not sure if this Alexa, what is the temperature tonight in Valrico?
Overnight in Valrico, you can look for showers with temperatures around 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, there's a wind chill advisory in effect on Wednesday, January 17th from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m.
So my Alexa does work over here. 44,
bro. It's 40 here. Listen to this. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers scored more points in last night's football game than the weather outside.
In Philly.
Yes, in New Jersey. I'm in
Philly. In Jersey. Okay.
20 degrees. They scored what? 33?
Yeah, they put it on the Eagles.
Hey, Captain Jack, I want to apologize to you, man, for letting you down.
For
Um,
what?
for letting you guys down.
Nah, you weren't on the team. You're not on the team.
As a fan, I want to apologize.
You're good,
I
man.
got a lot of respect for Raiders Nation. You guys are not the fake Pirates. You know that.
Yes, I know that.
The
I know that.
Bucks are the fake Pirates. Okay.
Yes, they
How
are.
the Bucks fans doing today down in Tampa? Have you seen them?
They're giggling and smirking, and they're saying that they're going to the Super Bowl. And I says, here, look, get used to this. One and done. They're gone. Detroit is going to whoop them.
Oh, I hope so. I have a Barry Sanders jersey that I'm going to pull out next week.
I have, and I told people this. I have a Megatron jersey. I have two jerseys that are non-Raiders jerseys, right? Two of them. I have a Javon Curse Eagles jersey, and
Hey, did you wear your Phillies jersey?
No, I wore this. This is what I wore last night. I wore this shirt and my captain's hat, and I was all decked out. It was all Raiders. I didn't have nothing. Yeah, I was all Raiders, man.
Did you get caught?
What?
Did you get caught any names?
No. I mean, people didn't are so they're so non-observant. They saw the hat, so they thought the Bucks fans thought I was a Bucks fan. Okay,
you were with the best Eagles fans. So
then the Eagles fans, they thought I was a Bucks fan. So I mean, I was neutral, but I was not. I was all Raiders. You just have to look, right? You just have to look. So I had, and the little kid that was next to me, because there was a little kid that was an Eagles fan, that was his father was an Eagles fan, and I was dapping his father, and I went to dap the kid, and he saw the hat, and he's like, he pulled his hand away. The little 2-year-old kid, and then his dad said, no, he's rooting for the Eagles. He's rooting for the Eagles. I'm like, yeah, I'm rooting for the Eagles tonight. He goes, oh, then he dapped me. So there you go.
That's funny. No, man, I'm glad you had a good time. It just sucks. I'm not even mad at the fact we lost. I'm just
It was the way you lost.
The way we lost. I'm not even mad
Yes.
about. Yeah, I'm mad about the way we lost, but I'm more upset the fact that he retired how he did.
Well, you know what? There are very few people that retire on top. Very few people that retire on top. And I can't remember if Elway retired on top or if he went back for another year, because I know it was around that time. He won that Super Bowl on the helicopter touchdown. I can't remember if he retired on top or if he was stupid enough to do another year and then he didn't retire on top. That's what I'm saying. It's very few people that retire on top. And Travis Kelce, may he never get a Super Bowl victory again. And Jason thought he was going to get one. And may Travis Kelce have the luck
I can't wait to listen to the podcast.
Taylor Swift's boyfriends, because again, they deserve each other. They deserve each other. But that's it. But yeah, I wore this. This is what I wore. I wore my captain's hat. I wore this. I wore my my pirate suspenders. So there you go. Hey, you be well. You be well.
Captain Jack, one more thing before I go.
Please, quick.
I'm going to be 27 years old in 2029.
Okay.
Hopefully at that point I have kids. Hopefully I have a son. Me and my son are going to Canton to see this man get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You know what? I hope to be there with you.
Thank
I
you.
hope to be there with you. Now that I know who it is, he was wearing his Mummers stuff. Because I know who the Mummers are. He was wearing his Mummers stuff.
You bet
So
you
I
do.
got.
Go Birds.
I do. I go Birds. Take care, partner. You be well.
I'm going to get better.
Yeah, you'll get better. Phillies and Flyers. Phillies and Flyers. All right, that's positive, Philly. Good to see him here. And yeah, it was a bummer. I said I was rooting for the Eagles. Can't root for the fake Pirates. So people were saying like, "What are you, a Bucks fan now?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? No way! I'm from Philly. Got the Philly attitude. Raiders fan always, of course. But Hell yeah, man. Fucking fake Pirates. Fuck that. Fuck that. Anyway, we got a couple minutes. If you want to pop in real quick, I mean really, really quick, hit it up. Okay? Hit it up. At least Taylor Swift sings and plays live, unlike the other pop stars that play. Oh, yeah, good for her. I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I mean, I know she's got some decent music. I know she's got some decent music. I don't really care. She's not on my playlist. I like Rihanna more than I like her. And yes, Rihanna was I know Rihanna was doing tracks. Got it. But I like Rihanna more than I like Taylor Swift. It's my musical style. But anyway, if you want to go on, your Isles lost again. Well, I looked for a Flyers game. They weren't on tonight. So, but if you want to come into the show, Ice Cube, that Van City, pardon me, with the remark of the day, Ice Cube, well the fuck over Taylor Swift. And no, she's not Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks' poop is better than Taylor Swift. Turkey, did I get? Turkey, yes, I got a lot of, and I appreciate. And I'm going to say this: I appreciate everybody who sent me a pic, and we got a couple. I mean, literally a couple seconds. I'm going to get Rick in here. You got about 3 minutes, man. Got about 3 minutes, maybe 4. I wanted to hear from you, brother. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to hear from you. Talk to me, man. You got 3 minutes, 4 minutes to tell me about what you want with the Raiders to do, what you think the Raiders are going to do, and anything else you want to talk about. Rick, can't hear you. You're muted.
Okay,
There you
can you
go.
hear me now?
I hear you now. Yes, sir.
Cool. Yeah, well, Raider Nation, we're just waiting for the word that Champ Kelly gets a GM job.
We're waiting.
Yep. And so all the interviews are done for the Rooney Rule, as we all know how that works. And then as quarter, and also with Antonio Pierce. So I think we've got our GM. Just personally, I've heard some stuff, but that could be just rumors, but we know it's more than a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you shared about Champ Kelly. I think he deserves a shot. I mean, we had a good interview these last 9 games.
Right.
Same thing with head coach. He's got the locker room. So I feel that, hey, you can offer him a 3-year deal, incentives with that, a little bit of guaranteed money, right? Prove it, deal. And if he gets you to the playoffs, you give him those other 2 years and he's got a 5-year contract. You feel it's about $10 million a year for a GM spot right now, right? Is that the deal with most GMs right now? They're getting about $7 to $10 million to be, for a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's about $10 million, right? So he's going to get. Is that correct, Captain Jack?
What was that for the numbers you were throwing out?
It's between $6 to $10 million for head coaches now. Whether they sign a 5-year, or 7-year, 10-year deal, whatever it is, right? They put that number right. That golden number is like $10 million, right?
Yeah. They're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to pay him.
And I'm just thinking, I'm pretty sure most of Raider Nation knows that, he's got the locker room. You hire a guy that's already got the locker room. He's got the respect of all the players, which is the locker room, as we know. When we mention locker room, he's got the respect of the players, right? He needs an OC. He's a defensive-minded guy. He's still going to have. Now, I'm hoping they keep Patrick Graham as well. So that whole thing starts with Champ Kelly first, GM, then head coach, defensive coordinator. Because I know he's going to make a parallel move and block the Chargers, but they can't make enough. they can always get interviewed for a higher move. But with
Right.
Carmel,
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Kellen Moore. It depends upon the Chargers staff. If the Chargers don't have a coach come in, and he doesn't want any part of him, then he's a free agent, and he can go do what he wants. Kellen Moore is going to be given opportunities to be the head coach a couple places. He might not get it. So if he doesn't get it, I'd have Kellen Moore come in as our OC. Kingsbury as our OC in a minute.
yeah,
OC in a minute.
I love Kingsbury. I think that so if they keep Champ Kelly, we got AP, we get an awesome coordinator, we got all these guys lined up. Man, our future's looking bright.
Right.
And with free agency, it's going to set up the draft, right? So we got free agency coming up in March, mid-March, and then April draft. So free agency normally opens up your needs. Maybe you get depth, maybe you get a big player, and there's cap space there, right? We've got money to spend.
We got a little bit. I mean, we got a couple bad contracts that we're still eating, but for the most part, the bad contracts are gone.
Right.
For the most part.
And Garoppolo's got some money thrown out, but I mean, he's got some guaranteed money that they pushed over to 24. But there's some money they're going to save too on the back. So those figures kind of, when you see between two people, right? You got Jimmy Garoppolo and people are looking Renfro. I hope they keep Renfro.
Yeah. Well, hey, Rick, you got about 20 seconds.
Well, I wish everybody stay true to the Raider team to see, baby. Right?
There you go.
Raider Nation, we're our future's looking bright.
Looking bright. And if I get out to Hawaii, I'm hanging with Rick, man.
Yeah, we got a room right here, Captain Jack.
You got it. Yeah, get me a great looking Asian girl or a Hawaiian girl or a Latina. I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go. All right. Take care of yourself, Rick.
Y'all take care. Raiders.
There you go, Raiders. That's my boy. That's my boy, Rick. Hey, I unfortunately I got to get out of here. I got about 30 seconds. Take care, everybody. We'll be out for the other show. Be well, be well, be well. See me tomorrow on Wild Wild West show, and then Thursday night we'll be there as well. Take care. We'll see you.